I just want to go through my saga with this turbo Saturn. Customer brought it here, constantly overheating. We fixed multiple coolant leaks, at least 3 of them. One of them was this upper rad hose that rubbed through on the fan shroud, and this upper coolant line there at the steam port. He also had another line going to the reservoir that was leaking, and after about 100 kilometers it would still drop half a jug of coolant and then eventually start overheating again. So at that point in time, it was also throwing cam phaser codes. So it has 105,000 miles on it. We advised the guy to do his timing chains, phasers, tensioners, as well as a head gasket at that time. So we did the entire job, put the car back together. Car runs good for about 100 kilometers and it starts overheating, and the coolant level continuously drops after about driving for about 100 to 150k. Since we'd done the head gasket, of course having second thoughts about that, but before I dove too far into it, these turbos are also cooled by the cooling system. So we eliminated the coolant lines coming from the back of the block there and tying in at the steam port. And another key issue was after 100k the oil was milky after doing the head gasket. So last ditch effort there, I eliminated the cooling through the turbo and changed the oil and drove it and the car stopped using coolant and the oil stopped getting milky. So we had discovered that the turbo housing is cracked. Coolant was going through the turbo housing, not only into the oil but into the exhaust. Very undetectable through the exhaust. The only sign to the exhaust was maybe, when a car fires up on a cold morning, you could see a condensation more than normal out of the exhaust, and that really nothing else. No sweet smelling, no sweet tasting condensation out the tailpipes. But the car would attempt to boost, would not quite achieve 18-19 pounds that it should be seeing, and within a drive or two, a test drive or two, would go into limp mode. Due to our experience with other turbocharged gas cars in around the 200,000 kilometer mark, not the 105,000 mile mark, that's not too far off though, we've seen the catalytic converters plug up or come apart. So on a hunch, we drilled out this guy's converter from the bottom, and lo and behold, he achieved requested boost, stopped throwing low boost codes, but we found out that this turbo is in fact passing a lot of oil through it. Sorry, not this turbo that you're looking at, but the original turbo at 105,000 miles. So the oil went in there, took his cat out, the cat plugged up, caused the turbo housing to crack through heat, started using coolant, and would cause the engine to overheat. Because one of the things that we noticed when we did the head gasket was we could not find a crack in the multi-layer steel gasket or corrosion or something that indicated it was a head gasket failure. So this car has been one hell of a rabbit hole, but it is now running and driving very well with no codes and all of his boost back and without overheating. Turbocharger, catalytic converter removed. Yes, we tuned out the downstream efficiency codes, so that's where the no codes part comes in. But For a while I was finding information that the engine blocks are porous, and some guys were saying that the coolant was weeping through the block into the oil, and I was deathly afraid we're gonna have to tell the guy he needed a new engine. But knock on wood, it's been 300 kilometers I've driven the car without losing coolant and without milkshaking the oil with a new turbocharger on it, and we have apparently fixed it. Just thought I would share that with you.